Do you want to see how to go from this to this? Stay tuned. I'm Mohammed Zubair and this is the Insider's Pro Guide on how to architect, how to design. On this channel we do architectural skills, rendering, design process, the whole lot. If you're a regular watcher, welcome back, and if you're new, make sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any videos on this channel. The first thing I did was to open the PDF file into Photoshop. I then selected the ground level to make it black or grey, and I did this by creating a new layer, right clicking on Make Clipping Mask, so if anything happens I can change it. I then went on and do the walls and floors of the section line. Once again a new layer, then create clipping mask. I then did the same thing for the rest of the windows and doors and did the same clipping mask. I use clipping masks all the time, as if there is a mistake I can always remove the mask and I will have the original, or if I need to remove or add anything to the layer. Then going to the walls, I added these shadows just on the top on a new layer and messed with opacity to make it a bit more lighter. For example, corners will be more dark, walls and roofs will be lighter. To show how light is affected the interior spaces, you can add sunlight. Simply choose your sun direction, 45 degrees mainly, use the selection polygonal tool, whatever it's called, and hold shift, and make them light using a large brush with low white opacity. Now to add more context, I will be adding a tree. Now there are many places to get trees from, but Google is the fastest. Just search for tree elevation, or if you're doing any plans or even tree sections, you write PNG next to it so that it's a rasterized layer, and pick one and place it on the Photoshop file. I then did the same thing with the grass on the section ground. Again I went to Google, found a line of grass, and then rasterized it and resized it to fit. To make the ground section a bit more interesting, I will add a grunge texture and resize it and create a clipping mask. This doesn't create a very bold black feature on the image, it makes it a bit more lighter and more interesting. To add people, I went and created a brush. Rather than going to download so many different images of people, I used this site. There are many or more sites for all these kinds of cars, bikes, people, everything. Go to the brush and right click to get the brush menu. Click on the little gear on the right, hit load brush, simply find your brush and click download, and voila. Do you want to see how to go from this to this? Stay tuned. I'm Mohammed Zubair and this is the Insider's Pro Guide on how to architect, how to design. On this channel we do architectural skills, rendering, design process, the whole lot. If you're a regular watcher, well, using real images for the surrounded context is much better because it's more realistic and makes the image a bit more interesting. Simply paste the image, resize and skew to whatever size you need it to be. I then added more trees in the surroundings to make it more realistic, and since this site is surrounded by trees, I needed to have them a lot and really show the building in the true context. When adding the sky, it's important that it's always light, as you don't want it to be the main feature of the drawing. And here is the final drawing of the section, and here is the poster which I showed in my previous video. Make sure you do watch the previous video because there is the site plan. The next video will be how to create a layout in InDesign. So stay tuned for that, and I'll see you next week. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe,